Good morning, YouTube. All right. Okay, what was I gonna talk about? My hair, of course. I always like to talk about my hair. I just washed it this morning. I'm about to go to work in about 30 or 40 minutes. I don't even know what time it is, but I'll be going to work in a little bit. I don't know if it's too bright or not, if you can see my hair or not, but this is what it looks like freshly washed and shea buttered and all that jazz. Maybe I should quit moving so you can see it, but this is it. Look. Boing. Boing. See, my hair is boing. My mom calls it boing hair because it's really coily and kinky. On the hair charting thing, I think I'm probably a 4B, but I could be I'm probably a 4B. It doesn't have no zigzags, any zigzags or anything like that. It's all like this, but really tight. And when I pull it, it brings back up. It's probably a little white because I put too much shea butter in it. And I can't order from Oyin Handmade, and I'm going to tell you the story why I'm so upset, but also not upset. A couple of nights ago, we have 3 dogs, an Akita Great Dane, a German Shorthair Pointer, and some kind of border collie something. They all came from the pound or they were stray, so I don't really know. I know they're not purebred, and that's the way I like them because they're smarter. Anyway, Marley and Buddy got into a really bad fight. Buddy has like attacked Marley 3 times. He's lived with us for a whole year. And this time when we were separating them, in the process of separating them, Buddy bit my wife. It's not like he turned his head and bit her. I think she might have actually stuck her hand in his mouth to try and pry him off of Marley. And so she went to the emergency room and reported it, because, she's getting stitched up. And then the dog pound came to my house at 11:30 at night and took him to doggy jail. Now you have to understand where I live in the South, in my neighborhood, which is across the railroad tracks. Everybody in this neighborhood has dogs. Most of them are pit bulls, and in fact, me and Wani, he's outside right now, going pee. Otherwise, I'd show him to you. He's so cute. We got attacked by a pit bull, and they didn't go pick that dog up. The only reason why I didn't get bit is because he stood in front of me and pushed me back and went after the dog so he wouldn't get me. So anyway, so Buddy is in doggy jail, which ironically is next to the youth jail. Anyhow, so Casey doesn't want him back in the house, and I really can't blame her because she had to separate the dog fights like 2 times by herself, and it's very hard to separate dogs who are fighting, especially one who's in the red zone like Buddy. He was really he's really stubborn, really strong-willed dog. Anyway, so I had to hurry up and try and find him a home before the end of this week, because if we couldn't, they were going to put him down, because Casey's like, he cannot come back. And I totally understood. Well, at first I didn't. I kind of called her a dog killer. Anyway, that wasn't nice, and I already apologized, so don't send me no damn letters. Anyhow, so I did find him a home, which is really, really awesome. He's going to be the only dog there, which is really what he needs. I just think that we weren't doing something as pack leaders. We weren't doing something right, and we probably allowed some behaviors to go unchecked, and that's why he's acting a fool. So, part of the reason why I can't order from Oyin Handmade is because those motherfuckers at the pound make you pay $125 to kennel your dog for 10 days because he had to be quarantined to see if he had rabies. And the ironic thing about this is that he got his rabies vaccination where? At the fucking pound, because they have a low cost vaccination day, and we take them all the time. And I'm like, but we have proof. We have proof he doesn't have fucking rabies. Why does he need to be quarantined for 10 days so they can get $125? And the ironic thing about the damn dog catchers in Denton is that I can call them all the time and say, hey, there's this aggressive dog trying to attack me, and they won't come and pick it up. They'll be like, oh, we'll see what we have to do about it. But when there's somebody who is obviously a good dog parent, takes care of their dog, feeds them well, walks them, does everything you're supposed to do, and maybe your dog just needs some extra training or something, then he goes to doggy jail. And I understand, they got to quarantine him, but I'm like, if you have proof that the shots are up to date and it's your dog and he bit you, and you don't want him to be put down, shouldn't that count for some shit? But anyway, so Buddy's getting a home, and I'm not getting any Oyin because I can always just use shea butter and stuff that I have here so that he doesn't have to die, and I can order Oyin later because I'm a good person most of the time. And I really don't think y'all can see me. Look at that. I think it's too bright. Maybe not. We'll see. I won't put it up. I'll just make this video another time if it's too bright. Also, the strangest things have been happening to me. Like, this is like the third time in the past few months it happened to me. I was at the store and I was talking to one of my customers. She actually moved overseas, so I don't ever see her. But I remember her, and she's a really, really nice lady. So it's kind of odd that she said something like this. But she was talking about how when she comes back to Texas, and like in 2010 or whatever she said, we are going to be the minorities. And she meant me and her. And she's a white lady, like 45 years old or something. So it's not like she's old or anything. And I was just looking at her and she's like, we're all going to have to learn Spanish and blah, blah, blah. And I was just thinking, that's kind of odd. That's an odd thing to say. Why would you say that? I was like, I'm not scared of Mexicans or Puerto Ricans or Colombians or Venezuelan or anybody who speaks Spanish. Them people don't scare me. I live next door to them. I across the street. I ride past their children while their children wait for the school bus. I ride my bike past them. I ain't got no problem with them. I know that sometimes in some places like LA and stuff, there's tension between Hispanics and black folks. And even here in Texas, I don't think it's the same degree. I know in prison it's a big deal. But I was just like, isn't it obvious to you that I'm black and I already know what it's like being a minority and I'm not scared, and learning another language, that doesn't sound like a bad thing to me. So I don't know. It's just weird. So I was talking to some of my friends at work, and my friend BB, who happens to be Hispanic, was like, was she old? And I was like, no, that's the funny thing, because in Texas, you know, this is the South, and racists are racist, and they ain't ashamed about it, and they'll tell you to your face, which is, you know, quite refreshing actually, because then you know who to stay the hell away from. And then the second question out of BB's mouth was she Christian? And I go, yeah. She goes, yeah, they do that too. And I'm just like, I just thought it was odd, because what does she think? I don't like Mexicans or something? Or I had a problem with them? Or that, you know, being a minority would be new to me or some bullshit? Like, I've been a minority for 4 years. That ain't no new game to me. Welcome to the club. Quit singing your little sad song. Get over it. And anyway, but she didn't mean it that way, and that's the thing, the accidental racists, you know, she didn't mean it that way, but that's the way it came out. She's probably one of those quasi-liberals who, you know, don't think they can be racist because they're liberal. It's like, yeah, you can. But, you know, in her defense, I said something offhand to one of my other customers who happens to be a quadriplegic. And he had on these badass tennis shoes. And I was like, ooh, where'd you get your new kicks? And he just, I got it, blah, blah, blah. And I thought about that in the shower this morning. And I was like, I asked that man where he got his new kicks from. He probably ain't kicked his feet in like 15,000 years. You gonna ask him where he got his new kicks from. Now, I wasn't trying to be insensitive or nothing, you know, but I don't got no problem with quadriplegics. I think Mark Zupan is awesome. I saw Murderball. Anyhow, yeah, that's that. So it was about my hair, dogs, and racism. All right, have a good morning, y'all. See you later.